Oi, lads.
Hello. All right. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. Today we've got a crazy historic combo deck. So, Song of Creation is you may play an additional land on each of your turns. Whenever you cast a spell, draw 2 cards, and at the beginning of your end step, discard your hand. It's a 4-mana enchantment. We've had it available for quite a while, and on my stream I've actually tried a deck similar to this before and it did okay. The reason why I'm trying it again today is because it's just got a massive upgrade. So this deck loses, of course, when you don't draw your song. But we've got Perilous Iteration now, which is 2 mana on colour. Seek a card with mana value 2 or less and a card with mana value 3 or greater. Discard those cards at the beginning of your next turn's end step. The only card in our deck with mana value 3 or greater is Song of Creation. So now instead of playing 4 copies of Song, we're essentially playing 8. Now, for anyone who's not seen a deck like this, you might be asking, what the hell are you doing? Okay, so you find your Song, you cast your Song, and then you cast all of these 0 mana cards and 1 mana cards using the you may play an additional land on each of your turns shenanigans. Each time you cast one of these things for 0, you get to draw another 2 cards. And within those next 2 cards, you play another one. You just keep playing stuff for 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. You get your storm count up on your grape shot, and then you just boink them and they're dead. Really is as simple as that. So the 0 mana cards are all kinda whatever. We're playing Ornithopter just because it's a blocker and can help save us against the aggro decks, but the rest of them are all non-creature 0 mana cards, and that's because we play an offer you can't refuse. Counter target non-creature spell, its controller creates 2 treasure tokens. But we're actually going to counter our own stuff. So we're going to cast something for 0, we're going to counter it for 1, it's going to make 2 treasure tokens. So especially if you do that on turn 1. Turn 1, Bonesaw, counter it. Now we've got 1 land and 2 treasures, and that means we can go turn 2 Song and go straight into it. So this deck can actually win the game on turn 2. We're going to play, let's say, 4 games. Let's see how the deck does in general, first and foremost, but let's also see if we can get a little turn 2 win. It's possible. We're not going to be able to get a turn 2 win with Iteration, but if we have the Song in our opening hand, turn 2 is possible. But yeah, I'm excited for this. This deck was already decent in Historic. It was a good, the best of 1 combo deck, and now just got an amazing 2 mana card that has really shored up one of the major weaknesses with the deck. So I'm excited to see how this does. Let's give it a go. All right, game 1, here we go. This will be an interesting game. We're on the play, but we don't have any of our ramp cards. So we don't have any offers. We don't have any strike at riches. So it'll be interesting to see how we do on the play with no ramp. If they're playing a creature deck, we've at least got an Ornithopter that can jump one of their attacks. So that'll buy us a little bit of time. So the Perilous Iteration. Yeah, yes, it tutors for the Song, but it does discard it at the beginning of your next turn's end step. So if you haven't ramped, you can't play it on 2, or you'll lose your Song, right? Because you'll play it on 2. The following turn you'll have a 3rd land, and you won't be able to cast it. Here's a Thoughtseize. So this is a first game in the Iteration already, kind of paying off here. By giving us a little bit of Thoughtseize protection. Okay, there's an Inquisition as well. Take the Grape Shot, huh? Each opponent discards a card, then mills a card. You gain 1 life. Very interesting. Get rid of the Steam Vents, I suppose. Okay, so now we go for our Iteration. And as long as they don't have 2 discard spells, we're chilling, huh?
Happy to help.
Okay, so we're going to cast the Song. We're going to lose the Iteration to discard anyway, so that's a free discard. And that's a very nice draw. We can get the song down, and then we can get started with our 0 mana spells. We've only got 1 0 mana spell, so we could brick here, but we can at least start digging in the deck. We get another land down, not bad. And we're resilient to Lily Plus. We just have to top deck a spell, I suppose. Top deck something that draws 2 cards. Like a bone saw. Perfect. Alright, let's see what we can do here. I think we can actually pay 1 here. On the cornucopia. Just get a bit more mana available. Remember the song lets us play 2 lands? Wow, we have bricked. Damn. Okay. I mean, opponent's not doing anything, so we've got plenty of time, but that is a brick. And then we have to kind of draw another spell again, but
Every death is an opportunity to increase my
okay.
influence.
We did to draw a spell, right? Let's see if we can do it this time. There we go. So we'll do full control here. You need to use full control, because remember we're going to counter our own spell. Do Strike it Rich. Counter that Strike it Rich. That also goes to the graveyard as a further spell available. There's our Grape Shot. And believe it or not, this is lethal. It's going to take a bit of time. The only thing to be done now is to make sure we're using our offers correctly with full control. We'll draw 4 here, and also to keep an eye on our deck, because the Song of Creation is a force to draw 2. So we're going to have to cast this Grape Shot with at least 2 cards in our deck, because it itself will draw 2. We can also pact our own stuff. We can draw 4 again. Don't actually need any of this stuff to resolve. We don't want to play the other song, because the other song will force us to draw 4 cards per card that we cast. And if we do that, we're actually going to deck before we've built up enough Grape Shot triggers. That's because of the earlier bricks that we had in the game. Normally that would be fine. But remember that opponent discarded our second Grape Shot. So that we're going to have to rely on having only 1 here. So then once you're relying on only 1 Grape Shot, that's when you need to pay attention to your storm count. So we go down to 5 cards. We play a Bone Saw. We go down to 3 cards. We cast our Grape Shot, which deals 1, and then a further 18. And by my calculations, that is 19 damage. I guess we could have actually played 1 more spell there, because looks like the first deal 1 goes on the stack, and then the song trigger goes on the stack, and then your storm triggers go on the stack. So technically, with 3 cards left, we could have played 1 more card and then cast the Grape Shot with only 1 card left in the deck. We would have had 1 more storm trigger, and they would have died to the storm triggers itself before both the song trigger went off and the original Grape Shot. Oh, just kidding. Okay. Ignore everything I just said. Woo! Okay, good job I didn't do that as a demonstration, because that would have not been the demonstration I was looking for. What we actually did, though, that was the demonstration we were looking for. So you saw that we actually got a little bit unlucky in this game. I mean, first off, we were playing against a heavy discard deck, so normally your combo deck is going to get farmed by a heavy discard deck like that, but the Perilous Iteration giving us a little bit of redundancy, helping us fight through the discard. Secondly, our first few song turns were actually pretty bad. We bricked a little bit. They got a discard off in our second grape shot. I mean, everything that could have went wrong, but we still squeezed out the win. Let's go next game. All right, game 2. Now this is an interesting hand. We got a song. We have a strike at rich for a bit of ramp, but we have no red mana, interestingly. We're also on the draw against the Luris deck again. Or a Luris, and by again I mean we're against the Luris deck, and it's quite likely this will be a Thoughtseize deck again. Is this a keep? I don't know. We have no way to make red to actually use our strike at rich. But come on. Can't mull a hand with a song in it. Can you? I guess we're about to find out. Obviously, just a red land is the best draw in our deck. It would... Well, first off, it lets us cast song, because we need red to cast it anyway, but secondly, it would let us use the strike at rich, and therefore go for a turn 3 song. So let's see what opponent's up to. If they're playing a creature deck, we can deploy the Ornithopter a bit earlier, like before the song comes down if we have to. We'd obviously rather not. There is the red source, right? That's absolutely huge. Okay, so you want to hold these 0 mana cards as long as you can, because you do want to play them after the song. Like if we have to make a block with the Ornithopter, so be it. If we have to clear the graveyard with the Crypt, so be it. But we would like to avoid doing anything like that for as long as possible, at least until the song comes down. Okay, so it's an Auras deck. Do we need a blocker against Auras? I don't think so. I don't think so, but maybe. So if we do play the Ornithopter, we will still have Song next turn plus 3 spells. Like, we're still so unlikely to brick that I think I will play it safe here. This might be a bit overly safe. But Auras is a scary deck, right? Like, they don't even have to deal 19. Like, they actually only have to deal 16, right? To essentially win this game, because we've got 3 pain lands coming in, so to even cast our song is going to cost us 3 life. And I'm going to put a bit of respect on Aura's name and say that they can deal 16. They might not, but they can. Here's 1 mana, they're up to 5 already. We're hoping to avoid any auras that prevent us from blocking them. And they go to 9. Okay. I'm starting to feel good about this Ornithopter that we cast. First straight word 1 trample. Ooh, trample. Ooh, trample. Man, are we dying here? No way, huh? I'm still taking the block. You best believe I'm still blocking. They can have some flash auras. Especially in combination with the two ethereal armors that they've got in play. They may have been able to flash something in. They are destroying my Besayu. Okay. Results. We will take a Stomping Ground, I believe. Let's take a Steam Vents. And let's, I mean, we're dead to 1 more attack from this light pause. So, guess all we can do is try and win here. Let's go for it. Slam everything. Come on, deck. Please don't brick me like this. Okay, let's pay that breeding pool. Let's full control. Let's take our draw 4 here. And yeah, I mean, it's very unlikely that we brick from there, right? We get the win. It looks like we're still on 4 life there, huh? So it looks like we could have just about got away with not playing that Ornithopter, but I still stand by the decision to do so. Like we forced him into taking a Trample Aura rather than maybe one for more damage. You know, we don't know what would have happened if we didn't take the Ornithopter. I think it was a safe play, a good decision, and it paid off. All right, next game. Okay, we're in. We've got a very strong opponent here. No song, but we've got our iteration. That's why it's in the deck. We've got turn 1, Strike It Rich, turn 2, iteration, turn 3, song, with an Ornithopter to cast. Okay. A little bit weaker to Thoughtseize here than we've been in some previous games, but let's see what happens. So again, let's try and save this Ornithopter until it's absolutely necessary to put it into play. Goblins, okay. Very interesting. Let's go ahead and cast this iteration. Let's find our song. Here we go, we got a land too. We can use that land next turn. Remember, song lets you play an additional land, so that would let us go for like Strike It Rich or an offer you can't refuse. So we might go we might get a turn 3 win here, potentially. There's a black source though. Thoughtseize could be coming in. It's a Prospector. Thoughtseize could still be coming in. It's a Trap Finder, alright, they can keep digging. Don't know, not sure what they're digging for yet, but... a 0-mana Metallic Mimic. We got Putrid Goblin as well. And we might just be dead. We are dead. Turn 3 combo is not good enough. Because we just got turn 2 comboed. Passionate Mons comes in. Passionate Mons is whenever Passionate Mons or another goblin dies, deal 1 damage to any target. They've got the Putrid Goblin just coming back with Persist with a Metallic Mimic giving it a counter. And... yeah. I concede. Good games. Some fair magic on both sides there. Alright. Game 4 of 4. We're up against a Black Lotus. Which, I mean, it's a good card, but it is, at the end of the day, a piece of cardboard, so I'm hoping that I can defeat them. Strike It Rich, iteration, turn 3 song, starting to get to grips of what we need here. But let's see. So yeah, I think we start with Strike It Rich. I assume so. I think you start with Strike It Rich if you've got the iteration in hand, because then you just carve into it turn 3. But you'll start with the offer if you have the song in hand already. So they're playing their own combo deck here. But let's see. Let's go iteration, see what we get. You get an offer you can't refuse, and a song. Okay. CROKEYZ is fine. So we go song. Start with your creatures first. We're gonna need a land here. We're gonna need a land here. We did find a land. Strike it rich. We'll go Cornucopia for 0. Hold full control. We'll counter it. Now we make 2 treasures. Full control again. We'll go Bonesaw. We'll counter it. We'll use 1 treasure to make a further 2. Play our creatures out. Okay. Well, there's all 4 Ornithopters, so we'll start there. Now we're just digging for our grape shots, I presume. We seem to be there already. There's a grape shot. And this should be lethal. So we got defeated earlier by that extremely fast goblin combo deck. And now opponent is also, in this game, is also playing a combo deck, but they're gonna get defeated by our faster one on this occasion. 12 cards left. Where's my grape shot? It's at 19, so that it should be lethal already. There's our grape shot. We'll cast it off. Show them that we have lethal. And GG's. Very nice. That was clean. Maybe our cleanest game so far. Very, very nice. All right. Let's take a look at the deck and see what worked, what didn't. All right, we're back. Those were some fun games. I'm still hyped about that goblin deck. I can't wait to play it. In fact, as soon as this video's finished recording, I'm gonna queue it up, get started. But anyway, back to this deck in particular. So we played 4 games there. We played against Mono Black Discard that we got a win against by some miracle. We played against that Auras deck where we made the good Ornithopter play. We played against the Goblin deck where we just got completely farmed. And then that final game against the Rakdos Traveler combo deck where we were just a little bit faster than they were on that occasion. But you saw from those 4 games, I mean, the deck is consistent as hell, huh? Like, the Perilous Iteration is, as I expected it to be, it's an enormous upgrade to the deck. Most games that you cast Song, like an enormous majority of them, most games that you get Song in play, you're going to win. It's a lot of work to get it into play, right? I mean, you've got to play a deck with no removal. You've got to play a deck with a tiny amount of counter spells, a bunch of cards that do nothing, a low land count. So you better hope that your Song wins when you cast it, and it does most of the time. So yeah, I'm feeling good about the deck. It was already, as I said, it was already decent before we got Iteration. Now that we've got Iteration, it seems incredibly strong. So yeah, if this, I know this type of deck is not for everyone. Hopefully, even if you have no interest in playing it, that you enjoyed the games anyway. If you enjoyed the games and you're interested in playing it, give it a shot, man. It's I was gonna say it's relatively budget. I mean, it's not too bad, right? It's compared to the average Magic deck in Arena, it's not too bad, I suppose. But there's still a few rares in there, I guess. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. I'm gonna play some goblins. See ya. Ecuador. Ecuador.